Okay, class. Good morning. So I'm recording our second topic in our subject, taxation. So our topic for today is about tax on individual. So today is Sunday. So may utang ko sa inyo isa ka video last week. Then after this, I'm recording another videos about tax on partnership, estates and partner, tax on partnerships, estates and trusts, tax on corporation. So, ma-advance na lang ko daan record since um I will have a training this week sa akon job, no? Ang isa ko ka job, that's my full-time job. Ang akon gidya nga ubra, no, as a fund accountant na diri ko man i-disclose sa inyo nga hindi ko available kung hapon, especially sa second year kay wala ni sila guro kabalo. I'm not available every afternoon until midnight ng on weekdays since I work as a fund accountant in it's a foreign company. It is based outside the Philippines. It's a full-time job. It's more of a accounting siya pero muna ng it's online. It's an online job. We connect with our boss and with my other colleagues through online, Skype, dayon. We work on the remote desktop no sa company, and we were also provided with laptops no and a good compensation. So that is why nga di ko available every afternoon kag even hasta sa gabi kay my duty is 2 p.m. to 11 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So dito sa ila is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So sometimes extend ko na sa obra beyond 11 p.m. since online pa si boss. So samtang online sa mas better nga online man kami kay sometimes naga-chat na siya beyond na sa working time dito sa BVI. It's British Virgin Islands. So muna class, disclose ko man sa inyo nga may amo ko na nga job. So advance nga ako nga mga videos for taxation for this coming week kay para dumagmulumagan man akong klase next week man. Kay amo na compliance training kami baguhan pa man ko mga sobra naman ko 1 month sa company. So muna sa class. So muna kis hindi ko ka-entertain sa inyong mga chat mga mo nga time. So weekends pwede gid ko ka-entertain basta kay weekends plus loaded gid man ko no whole day and until evening hasta kaagahon gobra ko exam, gobra ko module, gobra ko inyong mga activities, then mga muni video presentations, PowerPoint, no? So, ginagamit ko na ako ang weekends ko no, to compensate sang akon obra sa academe nga hindi ko maobra sa hapon kay I have my job. No? So, sa fellowship, so ko lang nabalaan nga ay may part, sini ko lang man nabalaan, this week ko man lang nabalaan nga ay may part-time accounting instructor with a full-time load. No? Sabi na sa class, ano pa gid. So, muna, I'm asking for your consideration man no, if you have queries, questions, tapos na-raise nyo sa akon sa mo nga time 2 to 11 or 2 to 12. So, kung magtabat ko kis basi grumpy kay basi bad shot ko sa work ko. Damo na or kapoy na gid ko is aga snap gid ko na. So, sorry na nga daan. And I'm doing my best man to keep my composure man sa inyo, no? Kay ang mga pamangkot, arang no, maintindihan naman lang. So, napamangkot pa. May ara na no sa other year level gugtas ko kisa kumangkot wala nga daw kahapos naman lang gid mansara naman lang kumangkot pa gid sa ako no at midnight so paway ko na so kagabi mga 1:30 na ko natulugan kay maninag himo ko presentation kay i-record ko this Sunday so muna sa class so way pa ko kapaligo wala pa ko siguro kapangusay mayo no nag-set up lang ko dayon anyway sige ma-start na ta sa mo to class. So our topic is about tax on individuals. So to start with, we have next one. Okay, we have oy, advance. So income, subject to tax and types of tax for individual taxpayers. So for taxable income, it's normal tax. For passive income, it's final tax. And for capital gain, it's capital gain tax. So we'll tackle this one by one for the next slide. So next, mag-next. So we have for taxable income, also train law, natasubong. So we use this new tax table, no? For income 250,000 and below, it's zero, wala ta da tax. For above 250 to 400,000, we have 20% of excess over 250 since 250 is exempt. 400 to 800, 30 plus 25% of excess over 400, and so on. So, Miss, ano ni Miss Aulohon? During exams, I'll provide tax table. Kung sa ulohon mo kung pisan-pisan ka, pwede gid, but hindi man kinanglan sa ulohon kay it will be provided sa exam and even sa board exam provided man ni siya. Kung hindi provided, mas mayo man niya sa ulohon niyo pero hindi na danay hindi danay subong. Akong pisan ka mo magsaulo, pwede nyo ni masaulo. Okay, that's for taxable income. No, normal tax to sa una tanga slide. So for married individuals, the husband and wife shall compute separately their individual income tax based on their respective total taxable income. Now, for married individuals, makompute si husband, makompute si wife individually. So if there is any income that cannot be definitely attributed to or identified as income exclusively earned or realized by either of the spouses, the same shall be divided equally between the spouses for the purpose if determining the respective taxable income. So if the husband and the wife compute their separate individual their individual income tax, so if there is an income that cannot be definitely attributed to or identified as income, no, by either of the spouses, that income will be divided equally, no, for the purpose of determining the respective taxable income. So we have here next, married individuals, whether citizens, resident or non-citizen aliens who do not derive income purely from compensation shall file a return for taxable year to include the income of both spouses. But where it is impracticable for the spouses to file one return, each spouse may file a separate return of income, but returns so filed shall be consolidated by the Bureau for purposes of verification for the taxable year. So, kalawig, miss, no? Oo. Ang both silingon niya na di, no? No, married individuals who do not derive income purely from compensation shall file a return for taxable year, no? So they will file one return lang, no, to include the income of both spouses. But where it is impracticable for the spouses to file one return, no, each spouse may file a separate return. So ma-file si husband separate, ma-file si wife separate, si BIR na bahala mag-consolidate. So muna siya. So okay. We're done with married individuals. sa notes nga hard copy nga ginhatag ko. Actually, ginkuha ko siya sa amo ni nga libro. Amo ni nga libro. Oh, ariyo. Kitaon. Okay. Yan ni nagdulom akong tsura. Amo ni. Handbook on Taxation. Yan ni Virgilio Reyes. Galing sa gina-open ko na ang notes. May nakita ako nga. Amogoro may nakita nyo man kung in-advance nyo na study. Nagrinto yung utok ko magkita. Okay. Dari may sala na din sa married individuals, no? Wala nila basta sala ang iyang competition sa tax. Pero ang iba, no, ang iba nga nabasa ko, okay man, sakto man. Ang Mr. A is in business and Mrs. A is in the practice of profession. Ganiya. On Mr. and Mrs. A had gross income expenses related to it. So, muna nga wala ako din nag-base ang aton klase. Nag-base ko to sa notes nga gingamit namon sang undergrad ko. No? Kaya mo ni siyang gin-present ko sa inyo. Anyway, amo to sa. So, ang akong galing ay suggest inyo is to practice, answer ang reviewer ni Ampongan, ang train law nga part about sa income taxation, not the previous part kay may mga ano pa na to, personal exemption, no? May mga arang na-claim bala as exemption for each child, no? Why na nata sa wala na siya sa train law. We were done with married individuals. So, on self-employment and our professionals, we have a rule to follow. Muna siyang sa train law na, no? Rule 1, those whose gross annual sales or receipts and other non-operating income do not excess the threshold of 3 million pesos. So, for Rule 1, ang gross receipts or gross sales ni individual, no, wala siya naglapaw sa 3 million pesos. So, with income level not over 250,000, that's exempt from income tax. And with income level of 250,000 and above, no, basta hindi siya maglapaw 3 million, at 8% on gross sales or gross receipts in excess of 250,000, or we can use the graduated tax on tax table. Now, that's Rule 1. Wala naglapaw ang gross annual sales or gross receipts ni individual sa 3 million pesos. Again, for first 250, it's exempt. And for the amount in excess of 250 but not more than 3 million, you can have at 8% on gross sales or gross receipts in excess of 250,000, or graduated tax on tax table. Okay, that's Rule 1. Hindi nyo ni siya masulat, then post sa inyo dingding, basahan nyo adladlaw, nung ko hindi nyo ni siya matandaan. Okay? Rule 2, those whose gross sales or receipts and other non-operating income exceed the threshold of 3 million. So, ang gamiton tada is the graduated tax on the taxable income. Di na taka-opt into 8%, no, of gross sales and receipts. No, less 250,000. So, sa Rule 2, ang naglapaw na to sa threshold of 3 million, so we can only use the graduated tax on the taxable income. So, siya ginang tax table. So, for mixed income, that would include compensation income mo with income from self-employment. So, compensation income, nagasildo ka sa isa ka company, then you have then you are self-employed or you have your own business, no? For your compensation income, that's graduated rate, tax table, plus on the income from business or profession, then use rules 1 or 2. So, si rule 1, if na wala ka naglapaw 3 million, So you can use 8% or tax table. Then sa rule 2, nag-exceed imo nga income from self-employment to 3 million, then you can use the graduated tax on your taxable income. So si compensation income niya is graduated rates lang yun na saya. Para hindi ka mo malipat. No, sa akon nga graduated rates lang yun sa kay nga mag-ubra ikaw sa company. Si company, kung dako ka company, may separate sila nga tax department. Amo na siyang nag-facilitate sa inyong mga sang payments, ang taxes ng company, and even sa mga taxes ng employees. Graduated rate siya kay if you are familiar, nakabati na kamo sang substituted filing na bala Form 2316 ang BIR, mo na siyang ginagamit, no? Instead nga si employee ma-file sa iya tax return, si company na lang. So, mo na substituted filing. So, ang ginagamit na is BIR Form 2316. So, ang ginagamit na is graduated rates, ginaya. So, that is why sa compensation income, it's graduated rates. Next is for passive income. So, we have there the graph. Ara man na sa notes. Actually, class ang notes na dangat of copy. Gin pa-type ko ni sa kung kilala. Then, amo maning gin present ko sa PowerPoint. So, you have there for passive income, subject to final tax. Amo na siyang income, di mo na pag-include sa imong taxable income kay na subject mo na siya sa final tax. No, hindi mo na sa dayon pag i-add to sa imong taxable income. You have interest from any currency bank deposit, that's 20%. Royalties other than books, literary works, and musical compositions, 20%. Royalties on books, 10%. Prizes, except prizes amounting to 10,000 or less, prizes amounting to 10,000 or less shall be subject to rates under Section 24. So, yung mo prices less than 10,000, so other operating income or other non-operating income. No? So, if mag-exceed sa 10,000, it is subject to final tax of 20%. Other winnings, so except winnings mo sa lotto, it's 20%. Interest income received by an individual from a depository bank under EFCDS. I'll explain that EFCDS ngayon na sa tax on corporation nga video, it's 7.5%. Interest income from long-term deposit or investment, it's exempt. And cash or property dividends actually or constructively received by an individual from a domestic corporation, it's 10%. What is passive income? Passive income is earnings derived from a rental property, limited partnership, or other enterprise in which a person is not actively involved. So, nagtukaw lang nga wala man kamuang-muang, no, si taxpayer. So, may nagtukaw nga income, it's taxable. Subject to final tax since it is a passive income, not actively involved. So, and the NIRC defines long-term deposits or investments as deposits or investments in the form of savings, common or individual trust funds, deposit substitutes, investment management accounts, and other investments with a maturity period of not less than 5 years. Okay, that's a long-term deposit. Issued by banks only, not by non-bank financial intermediaries and finance companies. No, to individuals in denominations of 10,000 pesos and other denominations as may be prescribed by the BSP. So when we speak of long-term deposits or investments, it has a maturity period of not less than 5 years. And it is issued by banks. No? Not by non-bank financial intermediaries and finance companies, hindi na saya class, will not fall under long-term deposits. It is issued by banks only. So we have here interest income from long-term deposit or investment is exempt from final tax. Should the holder of the certificate pre-terminate the deposit or investment before the 5th year, No, gin pre-terminate, yeah, wala yagin pala both 5 years, no, and beyond. So a final tax shall be imposed on the entire income and shall be deducted and withheld by the depository bank from the proceeds of the long-term deposit. In kaya deposit, in pre-terminate, yeah. So, ang final tax is imposed on the entire income, no? And it will be deducted and withheld by the bank from the proceeds of the long-term deposit or investment certificate based on the remaining maturity thereof. So if ang imo nga deposit is 4 years to less than 5 years, it is subject to 5% final tax. If gin-pre-terminate po siya 3 years old, to less than 4 years, it is subject to 12% final tax. And if you pre-terminate your long-term deposit, long-term tani, no, galing din pre-terminate mo, for less than 3 years, it is subject to 20%. Okay? So only passive income derived within the Philippines shall be subject to final tax. Within the Philippines lang, passive income within the Philippines. So for capital gain, capital gain from sale of shares of stock not traded in the stock exchange. Class, i-note nyo, shares of stock, capital gain from sale of shares of stock not traded in the stock exchange. If your capital gain is not over 100%, 100,000, it is subject to 5%. And on any amount in excess of 100%, it is subject to 10%. No? Capital gain. No? Gain na ni saya from sale of shares of stock not traded in the stock exchange. And capital gain from sale of real property, mga immovable property mo, land, no? 6% of gross selling price or fair market value, whichever is higher. No? It is based sa gross selling price or fair market value, 6%, whichever is higher. So selling price kag sa FFV. So the capital gain on sale of shares of stock shall be imposed upon the net capital gain realized during the taxable year from sale, barter, exchange, or other disposition of shares of stock in a domestic corporation, except shares sold or disposed of through the stock exchange. So we're talking about gain on sale of shares of stock not traded in the stock exchange. So muna siya dira ta naga-impose ang aton nga capital gain tax, no? From sale, barter, exchange, or other disposition. So kung wala mo na siya gin-dispose, tapos nag-gain siya, is it taxable? Hindi. No? Kaya wala mo man siya ginbaligya, wala mo siya gin-barter, wala mo man siya gin-dispose, no? Wala mo na-realize ang iyang gain. So, hindi siya taxable if paper gain lang na siya or paper loss, no? Capital gain. So, the capital gain tax on sale of real property shall be imposed upon capital gains presumed to have been realized from sale, exchange, or other disposition of real property classified as capital assets, including facto de retro sales and other forms of conditional sales. Facto de retro sales, ara na sa inyo note, binagbutangan ko na the meaning. And ang iyang simple meaning is a conditional sale. No, pwede mabawi ni buyer. Sale on real property, capital gains presumed to have been realized from sale. No? Presumed to have been realized from sale, exchange, or other disposition of real property classified as capital assets. Ano ganing capital assets? No? Capital assets means property held by the taxpayer but does not include stock in trade of the taxpayer or other property of a can which would properly be included in the inventory of the taxpayer. Capital assets, those are assets that are not in the inventory of the taxpayer. Sama na siyang capital asset. Then for sale of real property to the government, the gain or the presumed gain shall be subject to capital gain tax or normal tax under Section 24 at the option of the taxpayer. So if nagbaligya ka real property sa government, depende sa imo sa taxpayer, no? The taxpayer shall have the option if it will be subject to capital gain tax, no? Tong 6% on gross selling price or fair market value, whichever is higher, or subject mo sa normal tax and gain. Capital assets are done with that. Then individual taxpayers and the respective income taxes. No, for resident citizen, the tax base, we have taxable income, passive income, and capital gain. No, for taxable income, the rate, ano to siyang tax table, no? Kag ang rules 1 and 2, passive income, itong letter B, no? Itong table, to bala, mga royalties, no? Interest from currency deposits, no? And capital gain would be itong 5% and 10%, stocks that are not traded on stock exchange or sale of real property subject to 6% of the gross selling price or fair market value, whichever is higher. No? So taxable income shall include income from all sources since you are a resident citizen. And passive income shall include income derived within the Philippines. No? So we're done with the resident citizen. So let's go to non-resident citizen and resident alien. So citizen and resident. Okay? Note nyo da. Man sa akong papel, may lang pala sulat ko sa review ko. Yung madumduman ko sa ako makita kong sulat. So you have your tax base, you have taxable income. You can use the letter A, tax table. Passive income, letter B. Itong table, itong damo-damo to percentages. Then capital gain, ang CTA or atong 5%, 10%, no, not gain on sale of shares of stock not traded in stock exchange, and sale on real property, no, the 6% of gross selling price or fair market value, whichever is higher. No? Ano na siya? Capital gain. Then for the non-resident alien engaged in business, no, non-resident alien, NRA, ETB, for taxable income, it's letter A, the tax table. For passive income, we have here the interest, royalties, prices, other winnings, no, gross income of cinematographic films, then interest income from long-term deposit or investment is exempt. And cash or property dividends actually or constructively received by an individual from a domestic corporation, it is subject to 20%. And for capital gains, same, letter C, itong gain on sale of shares not traded in stock exchange, kag ang sale of real property. So this is for capital gain. Then for non-resident alien not engaged in business, so we have taxable income, which is his gross income. It is subject to 25%. Passive income, based on gross income naman, is 25%. And for capital gain, it's in letter C. So, ano siya? No? And taxable income shall include income derived from sources within the Philippines, and passive income shall include income derived within the Philippines, since you are a non-resident alien not engaged in business. And if you are not resident citizen, then your income, your taxable income will be based on your income within, only in the Philippines. Okay, so special rules for aliens employed by regional or area headquarters and regional operating headquarters of multinomial companies, offshore banking units, petroleum service contractor, and subcontractor. So for regional or area headquarter and regional operating headquarters of multinational companies, its tax base is gross income. So rate is 15%. For offshore banking units, its tax base is gross income, rate is 15%, and for foreign service contractor or subcontractor, petroleum service contractor and subcontractors, its tax base is gross income and its rate is 15%. No? Then the term of gross income covers salaries, wages, annuities, compensation, remuneration, other emoluments such as honoraria and allowances. Mga receipts mo that would be included in your gross income. So the term multinational company means a foreign firm or entity engaged in the international trade with affiliates or subsidiaries or branch offices in the Asia Pacific region and other foreign markets. So Filipinos employed and occupying the same position as those of aliens employed by regional or area headquarters and ROHQs of multinomial companies, offshore banking units, and petroleum service contractor and subcontractor shall be subject to the same tax. Atong base sa gross income, no, 15% ang rate, no? If you are a Filipino employed on those special special corporation, no, employed by regional headquarters, OBUs, no. So taxable ang imo gross income by 15%. So any income earned from all other sources within the Philippines by the alien employees referred to above shall be subject to the pertinent income tax as the case may be imposed under the NIRC. So that's it. That's individual tax on the individual. So I have here short lang class, one problem. Then class ang practicing ka mo dayon solving, no? Kay kadamo ni bala sang talandaan sa tax. Individual pa lang, ara pa lang tas individual amo na to sa mga tax rates, no? Mga tax bases nga ton pagatandaan. So it needs practice gid nga hindi ko di masulod sa video kay basi matungaan ta di sa adlaw nga recording sa lang Japon ka topic. So if hindi na naman ko karon loaded, tawag ko lubawon sa buong class, mag-check pa ko sa senior high, damo na naman sa picture pa nila ginsend. Then matamat naman himo exam, no, para hindi naman ko mag-loaded the zone kay medyo gabugat na obra ko sa GB. I have here short exercise, no, in individual tax. So in 2018, Miss Madrigal, an accountant of SMB Corporation, earned a compensation income. No, so compensation earner si Miss Madrigal, no, ang iya income is 600,000 inclusive of 13 months and other benefits in the amount of 100,000. So 100,000 nga benefits is included in her 600,000 compensation income. But net of mandatory contributions, nabuhi na sa SSS, Pag-ibig, and PhilHealth. So aside from employment, she practices her profession. So self-employed si Miss Madrigal on a part-time basis. May work siya nga iyagidya, no? With gross receipts of 240,000. So her cost of services and operating expenses were 80,000 and 60,000 respectively, and she has a non-operating income of 30,000. So if Miss Madrigal opted for graduated rates, the income tax payable is, so let's identify danay kung ano nga role ang ato ni apply. So iyang gross income is 600,000 for compensation. So ang aton digamiton is the tax table only, no, compensation income, and she has a gross receipts of 240,000, wala ta naglapaw sa 3 million. So we will apply rule 1. We can use tax table or 8%. Okay? So, on compensation income, we have 600,000 less other benefits of 90,000. Miss na nga 90,000, miss 100,000 man to yung benefits. Ang aton nga ceiling sa aton nga fringe benefits in which take up ta siya by pre-final. I don't know kung malabot ta siya by midterm or it would be pre-final. So, kabay pa by midterm para by pre-final and final. Medyo mag-an na ang tax. It's 90,000. So any amount, no, benefits exceeding 90,000 will go to your taton income, which will be subjected to income tax table. No? Okay, continue. So 600,000 less other benefits of 90,000. We have 510,000 net compensation, and her taxable income on her profession. We have gross receipts of 240,000 less her cost of services of 80,000. So she has a gross income of 160,000. Then she has operating expenses of 60,000. So net income from operation is 100,000. Add the non-operating income of 30,000. So she has a total income of 130,000 from her profession, plus her compensation income of 510. So she has a total taxable income of 640,000. Since she opted to graduated rates, this will be subjected to tax table. So sulod sa bracket sang 400,000 to 800,000, I think. Yeah. First 400,000, it is subject to, also, iyang automatic tax for her first 400,000 is 30,000. If you want to check sa tax table, lantawa. Then, 640,000 less 400,000. So, amount in excess of 400,000 but not more than 800,000. It is subject to 25%. So, 640 less 240 less 400, that would be 240,000 times 25% is 60,000. So plus 30,000, her tax due, if she opted to graduated rates, is 90,000. So that's her tax due ni Miss Madrigal. So what if the tax due of Miss Madrigal, if she opted to 8% income tax rate on her gross sales for her income in business? So for compensation income, it is subject to tax table. So we have compensation income less other benefits. She has 510,000. Then tax on 400,000. It's 400,000. Okay. Ang iyang tax due sa iya palang compensation income using the tax table is, so amo na di ba ang iyang taxable income on her compensation. So tax on 400,000, that would be 30,000. Then in excess of 400,000, is 110,000 times 25%, that's 27,500. So she has a total tax due on her compensation income using the taxable table of 57,500. Then she opted 8% on her gross sales for her income. That would be gross receipts of 240,000 plus the non-operating income of 30,000. So she has a total taxable income of 270,000. Then it will be multiplied by 8%, Kaya ginagamit niya ang 8%, income tax rate on her gross sales. Amo na nga ita nagamit sa iyang expenses and cost of services. Since we are subjecting this 8%, we are multiplying our 8% rate sa gross sales for her income in business. So 270,000 times 8%, that's 21,600. Plus ang tax niya on her compensation income using tax table of 57,500. So her total tax due is 79,100. So ano ang imo i-suggest kay Miss Madrigal? Para makala sa iya taxes, magkadto sa imo si Miss Madrigal, please help me Miss Accountant, I want to lessen my taxes, ano ang akon himuon para makalas ko sa taxes ko. Kaya mo na i-present mo sa iya. Okay, ma'am, if you want to opt on graduated rates, on your compensation income and in your income from your profession, so this will be your tax. But if you will opt 8% in your gross income sa imong profession and you have your compensation income subject to your income tax table, then you have this income tax. So better if you opt to 8%. Amo na siya class ang natabo sa board exam. It's very practical. Kung ano nga katabo sa practice, ang lagyan butang sa board exam. So, karamaali, no? So, amo na siya class. So, usually, amo na siya decision making sa tax. And now, why na dason? You solve ha, you practice solving sa inyong mga reviewers sa tax and make sure that it is updated. It is based on train law, kay under na kamo sa train law. No, if you see nga naga-claim pa sila sa mga deductions, no, 25,000 for each child, dayon may 50,000 nga personal exemption, no, hindi why natada class kay daan na it's old law na sa tax. No, diretso na dayon subject to tax table once makuha ta ng tax due, no. Thank you very much and have a nice day ahead class. Tapos na.